Hey everybody, we are back in the reading journal, and I've just recently finished up 2 books. Again, I do a lot of audiobook during the day while I'm at work, piddling around with my papers. So this one was an audiobook, and we're going to do a 2-page spread with it, and the book is We'll Prescribe You a Cat by, I knew I would forget the name. It's a Japanese author, Syou Ishida, maybe. It's translated on audiobook, and so I didn't realize it was a Japanese author and translated and all that. It just sounded like a quirky little book, and it was a quirky little book. So we're working with it. It was a cute little, again, here I go trying to storytell about books. So this was kind of like a couple of short stories. There's like 3 or 4 stories about 3 or 4 cats, although they all seem to come from the same place, if that makes any sense. Basically, it tells the story of some people, individual stories again, and they're having mental health issues or, anxiety or stress or whatever, and they're told to go to see this doctor, and the doctor is kind of down like an alleyway, and they go, and the doctor prescribes them a cat, and they take the cat home. This is kind of the gist of all 3 or 4 of the stories. They take the cat home, and basically really like the cat and form a bond with them and all that. And so it was kind of chunky, if that makes any sort of sense. Maybe not chunky, choppy is the better word for it. Again, it was like a couple of short stories, and they were kind of the vernacular maybe is hard to, they're not told, you can tell that they were translated, just because of the way that the stories were read. But it was interesting to listen to. I've got a couple of these papers that are from the Far East. I did not pay $20 for it, but the Far East scrapbook paper. I've got this one, and I've got this one. Both of them are like this blue teal color that kind of goes with. So this was the cover of the book that I read or listened to, but when I searched it, this is what came up, which I thought was really cute, with the cats pouring out of the oh my goodness, pill box. So anyways, So I have these images. I might chop this one up. I'm not sure yet. I have some origami paper that is actually from Japan. Now this kind of made me think of each of the story, they go to the doctor's office to get prescribed a cat. They don't go thinking they're going to get prescribed a cat. They go for some help, and the doctor says, we'll prescribe you a cat. And that's just kind of how it goes from there. Although it talks about this being like in an alley. This just kind of made me, I mean, it's kind of got an alleyway going on, because I don't know. It just seems to go. So there we have it. We'll just play around with it and see what we can come up with. I like the hand with the prescription. Oh, what is the deal here? I like that. And I kind of like having this on the prescription pad. And so if I do that, then we have a cat a day keeps the doctor away. And then if we cut that, although that's the same as that. We can always go up like this. Do it like that. And then I have this little, this was from Stamperia's Oriental Garden, little quotes. And then I had these printouts, but I just really don't know about these. So, and then I have this little guy here. He's kind of cute. So again, oh, and I've got some, this is a book page that's got Japanese writing in it. So I think the first thing I need to do is cut me down to size here and get me a background going. I think that's what I need to first do. Give us something to work with. And then okay, now we gotta decide if we want to cut. Well, how about let's glue this down first. It's kind of thick, but I guess that's okay. I mean, it is what it is. I guess the good thing is I don't have, it's not both pages aren't thick. This is real thin origami paper. So it'll just be one side of this that's thick. Let me put this guy down here at the bottom. This little quote down here says, "If it comes, let it. If it goes, let it." That seems to be the most fitting quote on here. There's one that says love, but we can cut the love out just to have it handy because it matches. We can squeeze it in somewhere because it is all about love. These stories, they all had the same thing in common, being that they everybody got prescribed a cat from this mysterious doctor's office. And I say mysterious because kind of the gist was that when they go to take the cat back, the doctor's office is not there. And so, not that they're stuck with the cat. Most everybody in these stories wants the cat and wants to keep the cat. And so, it kind of works out for them. So, but it's kind of like a mysterious place that they end up getting the cats. And again, there's several different stories about these people or these families that get prescribed a cat. It's kind of cute. Japanese bestseller. And I kind of like this guy down here. I'm going to cut his fish out of him because we're not prescribing a fish, we're prescribing a cat. So, would I recommend this book? Yeah, if you are interested in something different, because again, since it was translated, the vernacular, I think vernacular is the word I'm thinking about, but the language is obviously not the same. Like, the words we use or the way we say them, translated, it's shorter sentences, and there's not a lot of, I don't want to say emotion, but it's a difference of emotion, if that makes sense. I don't know. If you've read a translated Japanese or any foreign language book, then you kind of know what I'm talking about. This was my first, and so I was kind of, at first I was like, yeah, I don't know about all this. But then I was like, you know what? Stick with it. It might be kind of interesting. So we stuck with it, and it was interesting. I don't know that I've ever read anything translated like that. I mean, and the author, the narrator, of course he spoke English, but he had a bit of an accent. So I mean, I did feel like I was reading a Japanese story, if that makes any sort of sense. It was neat. Again, I think I need to cut this apart and break it down there. I'll trim this up in a minute, but I'm just going to get it on here. Now prescribe you a cat. Okay, let's get all this out of the way. Syou Ishida. It's very light, so I don't know that we can. We'll cut it out. This is the author's name. We'll cut that out. We might poke it on there somewhere. And we don't need these little bits and bobs, I don't think. Let's cut this out. Just in case we need it to go over here somewhere. To tie it in together. Okay. And then this out of the way. Oh, nope, that's the lid of the prescription bottle. We need to cut it out. And tuck it down here. Just okay. So, do we like that? Yes, we do. And then over here, I want to do something with trim it down to where we can see some of it. Trim this extra white off. And I want the majority of it covered because I don't know what it says. That is always the nervousness about working with. any kind of foreign language. I kind of feel like I want some of it over here. Even if it's just a chunk. I mean, we could have probably had a bigger chunk. I think we'll do a bigger chunk because we can go up the side here a little bit more. And of course, I would tear off one that doesn't really go up the side very well. Just a strip of it. Okay. Now, I still like that side. Still working on this side. Okay. I like this. I do want to cut out this thumb. Scoot, 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 scoot. I'm going to cut out this thumb and tuck the, if you don't use a sharp knife when you're cutting with your X-Acto knife, it will grab your paper and drag it along. A little bit of a jagged thumb, but maybe we can fix it in post, as my friend Mary Ellen always says. Fix it in post. I think that's kind of cute. Okay. So let me glue that down. And then let me glue this thumb, fix this thumb. Perfect. I'm okay that it's crooked. I'm okay with that. Okay, so I need to decide if I want don't guess I need wonder if I can tuck that up under there somewhere. It doesn't really matter. So maybe I don't need this extra piece. And maybe let's see if we need that there. We can go all the way to the bottom with it. No. Where it needs to be. Okay, let me just start gluing some things down. I think I'm gonna work on this side. And so, of course, the gist of the story is that these folks didn't think they need a cat. They didn't want a cat, but it cured their ails. They went to the doctor, and the doctor prescribed them a cat, and they realized that their stress and their worry and all the issues they were having quickly subsided after spending some time with their cuddly little kittens. So, for whatever that is worth, I often think I would want a cat. Oh. Of course, I would love to have a dog as well, but my landlord says no, no, no. So right now we say no, no, no. No pets for me. I need to trim these up because I was just chopping them. I'm not a huge fan of short stories, so that might have been part of my, not that I had issues with this book, but part of my, wasn't the greatest. But it was a cute little book. Again, if you're interested in, or I know some people do different challenges, and maybe there's a challenge that this would fit a Japanese author, or a foreign author, or a translated book. It would certainly fall under those categories. And it would be a cute little story to read if you were interested in that. Okay. That side is done. Now let's go to this side. Now I feel like maybe we should bring in I feel like I'm trying to do too much. Okay, let's put this down as our background. Up in this corner here, and I think that's probably upside down. I'm not quite sure that I know what I'm talking about, but it just felt upside down. So, no offense. No offense. Trying to be politically correct, and I'm very nervous to use foreign stuff, Asian stuff. I love it all, but I'm very nervous to use it in my artwork. Because I don't want to be offensive. But a friend of mine is from Japan. She's Japanese and from Japan, and I asked her about, I took a box of my stuff over there, and she helped me kind of sort through what is Japanese. Of course, I know this is from her. She brought it over from Japan. Some origami paper. And she helped me go through my box of stuff, and she kind of gave me some insight as to what was what. That was very helpful. Oh, I need our hand. So yeah. Could have. No. Should have put some of that behind that. I wonder. Let's do this. I'm going to cut alongside this and see if I can just tuck some back there. I think we can. Well, now though, can't. Now we got glue all over it. We can't, but. Oh, come on. Why are you not sticking? Aside from the fact that I keep peeling you off. Oy. Okay. Plunk that down there. And I guess we're just going to plunk that down, and it's not going to have anything to go with it. Just because of the way everything lines up. Yeah. And I wonder if we can, maybe we can do that. Let's see if we can trim it. Get a little border on it. Just a little bit to tie in the blues. Okay, just making sure I didn't have anything else floating around. I don't want to get all done and be like, oh man. Let me clean up a little bit. And then let's trim this guy. Just enough to bring in that color. Okay. Made us almost too big for that. Let's trim it up a little bit on the edges here. Okay, we're almost too big for that page. Squeeze it to the edge here. Put that down. Oh, we're gonna put this, so do we want this on here? Sure. Why not? That little saying says, if it comes, let it. If it goes, let it. So that is kind of fitting. You know, if a cat comes to you, and then let it. And if it goes, then let it. Right? Sound right? Okay. I think I'm done gluing. I do need to trim our little hand here. And there we have it. We'll prescribe you a cat. I kind of like it. There you have it. Oh, I got to do my date. What is today's date? 2025. It is February, and it's 06. 06. February 6th of 2025. Where are we going to stamp this? Maybe right there. Don't you think? Ta-da! I like it. I like it a lot. Thanks for joining me. I'll be back probably pretty soon because I've got another book that I've just finished up that I want to do a spread with. So yeah, I'll be back soon enough. Bye for now.